Okay, so we're at the stage now where we have filled up our artwork and we are now going to add some paint to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this heart stencil as what they call a mask. So what that's going to do is it's going to block off a section of our paper where we don't want the paint to sit. Now I've had mine centered on the examples, but you could definitely have it off to one side if you wanted. The whole point is all the letters are going to show through no matter what. So if there was a certain word that you wanted inside the heart, you could do it that way. But no matter what, watercolor paint, it goes around the crayon anyway. So every letter and every word will show up, or at least that's the plan if you pressed hard enough. So you can put it anywhere and you're still going to be able to read it. So you can decide if you want it centered or off to the edge or however you want, tipped straight up and down. Just for the sake of having a different example, because my last one was centered, I'll do this one off to the side. I'll have it kind of over the word family. But that's completely up to you. I am adding a little bit of tape. It's not completely necessary. You can definitely hold it steady, but you know, things do slide and it's a real pain to line it back up again. So I prefer having it in one spot. I decided to use liquid watercolors for this project. The watercolors you normally use are dry and you add water to them. This is basically watercolors that already has water added in. The reason we chose these was so we wouldn't accidentally have too much water and soak our paper and get it all crinkled. This is already kind of diluted the right amount. So you're just going to dip your brush in, but you don't want to overly soak it. So once you dip it, rub it against the side to get any like major drips out. You don't want it dripping. And then you want to start on the heart and you're pulling away from it. And it's up to you how far you go. But what you should see is that anywhere where you have the crayon, the watercolor does not soak into those areas. Okay, I dipped again, I wiped on the side. Always start over the heart. If I go this way, I might actually push the paint underneath it, which I don't want to do. Now, because we used the gray paper, this is orange paint. It's not showing up super bright orange as it's soaking in. It's kind of turning like this brown color, but to me that's okay because I have all the colors I want in the background. So know that your colors may not come out super true and bright with the painting, but hopefully that does not bother you. Now you want to make sure you get all around the edge of the heart. If you don't follow the whole thing all the way around, you're not going to be able to see the heart outline when you take it off, which is the fun part of this. Okay, so I did it once there. Now I can also add paint other places. It doesn't have to be just here. You can go around the border. You could do kind of a wash of paint in other areas. You could even maybe try and put the heart somewhere else, which I'll do just for the example. So when you peel this off, do it carefully so you don't push any paint underneath, and you don't want to rip your paper underneath either. So you'll gently peel that off. Maybe I'll put another one right here. It may not fit the whole heart, but I think enough is on there that you're going to get the idea. Maybe I'll switch colors for this too. If you're going to switch colors, stir up your paintbrush into a cup of water and make sure you dry it off really well. So I have a paper towel here. I'm wiping it on. I'll go to blue next. You can stick with the same exact color or choose a different one. Okay, if you don't dry your brush off, it's going to make your paint really extra watery and your color might not show up as bright as you want. But again, for the second one, wipe so it's not dripping too much. Spread it far. The messy paper underneath will help to keep your desk from getting messy, which means we can work longer without having as much cleanup time. Okay, so now I have two hearts. Really peel it off. Okay, and then again, just like we did when we were writing the words on, you look at it. If you feel like you need a border, if you feel like you need paint anywhere else, you can certainly add it, but you don't want to get carried away. You don't want the paint to seep underneath where the heart shapes were. So know when enough is enough, when you think you've done enough. We are going to add a colored paper around the edge of this also, which is going to add a border. So I'm going to leave this because I think I have enough here. I have paint in a lot of spaces. I have a couple empty spaces, so I'm just going to leave that there. So if you have any questions while you're doing this, please let me know, but I hope you enjoy.